Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now, don't be thrown off. You might be used to a little bit more of a positive and upbeat voice from me, but today we're going to slow things down a little bit. We're walking out of the bright and beautiful world of games like Fire Emblem and Zelda. We're embarking onto a new, dangerous, dark, and I would say mysterious quest in the world of Diablo IV. If you're new to the Diablo series, the basic premise is a classic good versus evil trope. High heaven and burning hell are locked in a seemingly endless battle, with Earth being the unfortunate pawn stuck in the middle of it all. Our story is broken down into 6 parts: the prologue, 4 acts, and the ending. This game begins 50 years after the events of Diablo III. Sanctuary has been free of invasions from both prime and lesser evils for decades at this point. But that doesn't mean that all is well for its inhabitants. A religious order has grown throughout the years, worshipping a fallen angel by the name of Inarius. You may recognize him from Diablo III. I'm not going to go into the reasons for his fall in this video, but his current goal has become gaining access back into the high heavens. Simultaneously, another smaller cult is worshipping the banished demon princess Lilith, and even discovers a way to summon her back to Sanctuary. Lilith's presence is a bad omen for mankind, and she proves this in very short order by beginning her plans to take over not only this world, but hell as well. Her goal is ultimate power, and she believes that she can attain this by killing prime evils and inheriting their powers. Cold and affectionless as she is, she decides to start this journey by killing her father, Mephisto. In a short amount of time, she draws enough attention to herself that Inarius believes he can use her as a ticket back to heaven. It turns out his original plan didn't suit him as well as expected, and he needs a show of good faith, significant enough to get him back into the good graces of the Aegis Council. On his quest for redemption, he kills Rathma, son of Lilith, and leader of the Necromancers, as well as other Nephilim, but these do not seem to suffice. Inarius and the main protagonist of this game, you and I, work together to find Lilith, with the understanding that we will defeat her and vanish her with the Soul Stone. Inarius would have us believe that he wants to restore peace to Sanctuary, and that defeating Lilith is the most assured way. And although it is not clear to our protagonist at this time, he is deceiving us. There is more to his story that we are not being told. As the game unfolds, we begin to accumulate more and more cutscenes that paint all characters so far in a different light. There's a lot of additional knowledge given here that we've never seen in the Diablo series before. Questions that have been left murky about Horadrim, Nephilim, and the very creation of humanity itself begin to clear, and we the players are left with a mix of emotions. Through memories of times past, we see that Inarius has not only fought and imprisoned Lilith before, but he has in fact had much more intimate relations with her. Inarius and Lilith's history is one of love and hatred. A hatred so deep that they have tried to kill each other, but also a love so deep that they have produced offspring together. The children of beings like this are called Nephilim, and like their parents, they possess a certain level of power as well. The twist here is that these Nephilim children are actually human beings. They have evolved to become this over generations and have lost the knowledge of who they truly are. This is quite the discovery, and although it is merely interesting to us, Lilith, back in the current timeline, sees it as a golden opportunity. She realizes that by reigniting the powers of those who follow her, she can gain the control she so desires, and sets forth to do exactly that. Before gaining the control she's looking for, she is confronted by Inarius. Inarius and his army, armored by their faith, storm her fortress, shining bright in the glory of Inarius' presence and motivated by a dedicated priest who stands in the front lines. Inarius is the true definition of a warrior, slaying the hardest foes on the battlefield with ease, bolstering the faith of his army, and tracking down Lilith. In the cave, face to face with Lilith, he is confronted with his fate. Even after killing his son, even after his crusade, and now, when stabbing the demon he once loved, he is still only met with silence from the heavens. They do not want him, and they will not have him back regardless. His faith shatters, and as he comes to this realization, Lilith takes his spear out of her stomach and stabs it through his back, claiming to send him to hell. Inarius is a tragic story, but in the world of Diablo, you never know if someone is truly gone. Hopefully, we will see him not only return, but one day make his trip back to former glory. One thing I want to point out about Diablo in general is that they like to keep the storyline quite vague. It's hard to tell when a character is defeated or truly dead. Timelines also become confusing, as there is no true way to tell when a cutscene is taking place. That being said, let's come back to our point of view as the protagonist. With the newfound memory of Inarius' battle, we now set forth to Mephisto, hoping to reach him before Lilith can defeat him and gain even more power. Upon discovering Mephisto, we now find ourselves in a dilemma. The plan was to use the Soul Stone on Lilith, but in the presence of Mephisto, we sense that he is potentially a larger threat still. Distrusting our own feelings on the matter, we defer to our travel companion, Nirel, to make the decision. She chooses to use the stone on Mephisto, sealing him away. You may have expected dismay from Mephisto, but instead, he takes it in stride, leaning close to us and ominously declaring that we have sealed our own fate. At this point, Nirel can escape through the portal. She served her purpose with the Soul Stone, but we must stay back to fight Lilith. There's no escaping her wrath if we run, and this battle will be the hardest of them all. Upon her inevitable defeat, we get some interesting dialogue though.
You chose tyranny when offered freedom. Without me, you would have no victory. And its cost will be more than you can pay.
Throughout the game, Lilith has claimed that she wants freedom for the people of Sanctuary. There's very little here that can convince me that she is the caring mother figure that she would like us to believe. But is it possible that she's right? That there is some greater evil coming still? Her final words cut to flashes of prime evil and what seems to be Diablo himself. I'm unsure what we'll have coming to us in Diablo V, but it sure seems to me like the stakes will be raised. What do you think though? I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. Should we have let her live? Will we see her again? You let me know. That's all for now. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video.